Let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So, Meltzer said what? Well, here's audio of Unca Dave getting sassy about the AEW TV deal and smugly puts down the idiot podcasters stuck in the 90s. Oh my God. I can't wait, chat. Let's go. Flutes in the chat. Let's go.
There are definitely things that you can criticize them for. But as far as the value of the business, it astounds me because you actually have to not know anything about television at all or modern television to not see this. And yet people have been doing this thing for years. And, I don't know how many times I got to tell you, and I don't, you guys can all frickin'
He literally sounds like he's in his, I don't know how many times I got to tell you, Sonny. Like, Dave, shut the fuck up.
These podcaster idiots who have been
Me? Are you talking about me, Dave?
You what?
I'm an idiot? I'm an idiot, Dave? Jesus.
Insulting me for all these years because I'm the one who's been ahead of the curve and you guys are still stuck.
Oh my God, dude. Dave, I'm the one who's been ahead of the curve? With what? With what? What have you been ahead of the curve on with anything? Literally nothing. Name a thing. Oh, because AEW was going to what? You thought it was going to take off and beat Raw and be this big thing. It's not. Idiot.
On stuff from 1990 or 2000 or whatever it was. Man, I mean, it's like the one thing you can do, every one of you, is that he is probably not going to announce this thing for a couple of weeks. So you can get on board and explain, guess what? I figured this all out before he announces it. And you can look like you at least can look like you're not completely out of touch, even though you've been out of touch for the last couple of years. So anyway.
It's projection, man. Dave is the most out of touch person there is.
So when are you going to confront Dave Meltzer?
More. I'm just, it's just that time. It's there. It's time,
It's time. It's time, Tony Khan. Oh, man. So, yeah. Just mind-bogglingly delusional and unhinged from Dave Meltzer. Meltzer. When am I going to confront him?
There are definitely things that
when he agrees to come on my show. So Dave Meltzer says MJF is also expected to be gone for a while following All Out. MJF is taking time off. He didn't lose, but he ended up getting taken out. It's an injury angle. He's going to be gone for a while. So it's an injury angle none of us know about. And he is gone after didn't he win or did he lose? I don't even remember, but he's gone. No one here embraces the grind, bro. MJF always just takes off after, the big show. He just goes away for a while and it's just start, stop. No one really cares. And I don't know. It's just so stupid how this company's ran. It really is. Triple H was very nice to Brett. From what I heard, a couple people brought that up to me. Historically, they don't like each other, both of them. But it's business, and Triple H is running things, and they don't want to insult Brett, so they have to show respect to Brett. So everybody was nice to everybody. Yeah, I mean, Dave could be on with that, but also it's like, obviously they're going to show him respect. Triple H is like bro, they brought CM Punk in, okay, Meltzer, you dumb. So obviously they're cool with everyone. Triple H is cool with everybody, dude. But that was so amazing hearing Joe Tessitore announce Bret Hart, and Bret Hart was awesome coming out there and getting confronted by Gunther, and that was amazing, dude. Dave is crying again, so number 5 on the list is ridiculous. Also, Ari Emanuel should be on the list. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with Dave, but he cares about these fake lists. Who gives a it's just what some guy in ESPN said. And Logan Paul, yeah, maybe. He is the most influential in wrestling, technically, if you want to boil it down. Dave, technical Meltzer, read my 5,000 words technically. Actually, if they really didn't read, So Dave Meltzer says most don't. Okay, so this guy says, sorry, is as a Brit fan, this tribalism puzzles me. My son and I both enjoy both WWE and AEW. Is that allowed? His favorite wrestlers are Will Ospreay and the OJ Mo, because they both are British and awesome, but we watch both of them, whatever. Meltzer goes, most don't. It's a weird minority. Lots of people predicted AEW to fail and go out of business, and that's fine. Some of the smartest people in the business did. When it didn't happen, I think most fans were happy, but some were insistent it still would go out of business, even when it wouldn't, and they got really strange.
He's calling out AEW awful. You know what? We gotta get this year. It's gonna be you and awful. Just go in there, and you know what? You give them the business. You give them the forehand, the backhand, and you just tell them, "Hey, I got a hard flute for you." If you keep on
I challenge Meltzer to a forearm battle, Ishii style.
Yes,
forearm.
I want that for my birthday.
Ishii style, dude. We can do chops too. I'm in. I'm game.
You're teasing me. That's what I want for my birthday. I want you to, as I said, whenever he follows me, I want the panda violence where he just walks up, grabs the keyboard, smashes it. I want that. I need you to give Meltzer, on behalf of all the wrestling fans who are tired of him ruining pro wrestling, to just go in there and give him the business.
Sky says, I actually think it's smart by MJF. He leaves so he can never be completely buried by TK. Yes, it is smart for him. Bad for AEW is the point I'm making, though. How do you build stars when no one's there? Like Britt Baker's supposed to just come out once a year and have everyone go DMD. Like, okay, the same 1,000 people every town you go to are going to do that. But so for MJF, it's good for him to not get buried, but it's also like he should be doing his best in WWE. Let's just face it. Like, he's wasting all this. By the time he gets to WWE, it's going to be played out, man. That's how I think. And, he went from a guy that I was like, no, I'd main roster him right away. Just put him in a feud with Cody right away. But no, now you got to NXT MJF, I think, honestly. Puppet on that Perry pack. But yeah, Meltzer's crew got really strange. They're the ones who got the strangest for sure. So moving along, we covered that one. Remove it. Dave Meltzer on AEW booking Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness in a non-title match for Grand Slam. It's non-title. There you go. Rather than Danielson's previously scheduled title defense against Darby Allin at All In. And Meltzer goes, that was unique. I get why Nigel and Bryan is not a championship match in theory, but it's like New York, and those people are used to championship matches, not non-titles. Yeah, I mean, Dave's kind of got a point. It's like, dude, why didn't they just wait, have Nigel beat someone, and then build up to like this is what I mean. They have it's just Tony going, oh, we can do it. Yeah, let's get him in there against Danielson right now. It's like, why didn't they at least like...
You mean ratings don't matter anymore?
Yeah,
winning Ross records don't matter? Shocker.
It's just crazy they didn't. I don't know. Dave saying it's unique is true. So Meltzer says it was originally scheduled to be Drew confronting Brett. So this isn't what Dave says. Completely making up the Ross segment here. Completely. He's making this up.
Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
And it's his own fantasy mark booking, and he says it was originally scheduled to be Drew confronting Brett, which would have made more sense given that Punk is a huge Brett guy. No, Dave, nobody knows that or cares about that besides the uber smarks like me and you idiot. Gunther isn't that good enough to be standing in the same ring as Brett, dude. Now, Dave is burying Gunther. He's burying Gunther, the guy that's like, Gunther's in Europe doing amazing things. Oh, my God. So I don't know why the decision changed. Dave, it never changed. You're making this up. Tony Khan would have 100% booked Martha to get jumped by a man Punk despises because that's just good TV. Oh, my God, Dave. Nobody knows that Punk is, he wore pink and black in the WWE. He said it in promos. Amazing. It's 2024. Jesus Christ, man.
Liar!
That's what I mean. Just catering to the uber smarks. He thought it should have been McIntyre. And he wants to bury Gunther because Gunther has been like, no, sports entertainment style's better. And like that, dude. That's all this is. Agenda, Dave. Dave had no comeback, LOL. So Dave Meltzer, or just here for the lull, says, no, they didn't. They did 6-9-4. BBT theory lead in first quarter doesn't count. And then Meltzer goes, here's a new one. Hating a company for existing is a sad way to go through life. And it's like, where did this person say they hated the company? And they just gave the real average without the Big Bang lead-in. Okay? So Dave just coping, man. And then this person responds, where did I say I hated the company for existing, Dave? Either 200K people absolutely hated Q1 so badly they left and never came back. Exactly. Or the BBT artificially inflates Q1 and therefore the entire overall rating. Boom. It's just that simple. It just boils down to that. And that's why I tell people too, it's like, people will be like, 200 people tuned out. And it's like, no, they didn't. They're people who didn't go to the, like, a show ends, you get up, take a piss really quick or whatever. Like that's all the lead in is. It's just people not, AEW just starts abruptly and they haven't turned their TVs off yet. Like those people, we shouldn't even count the Big Bang Q1 number. It's just not real. Like they can't expect us to believe that just whatever's in Q1 is the great and then everything else just is, like it's all, dude. So here's an exact quote from Uncle Dave. Thank you, Brad Becker, again for being a legend and tagging me in this. Okay. This one's going to be tough. I need Dominic Mysterio in the crowd. Rey Mysterio in the crowd gets a huge pop. Dom gets no reaction. Rey stands up. Huge pop. And in the sphere, amazing, dude. They weren't sitting together, keeping kayfabe. But, yeah, dude, Dirty Dom in the sphere at UFC Noche. Let's go. But here's Dave Meltzer. He goes, here, I need a swig here. Dave says, there are definitely things. Oh my God. Already it's so dumb. There are definitely things that you can criticize AEW for. But as far as the value of the business, if you have it, it astounds me because you actually have to not know about anything about television at all or modern television to not see this. And yet people have been doing this thing for years. So yeah, this is what we heard him say, but in text form. Like, what a complete idiot, man. There's the transcript. We got it. We got you, Dave, in 4K. Here's Meltzer again, melting down, unhinged. Dave Meltzer responding to Josh Anderson, who says really ought to do something like a 50 rewatches where they accumulate a list and he re-rates them with today's lens. Speaking about Dave's star system, and Dave comes in and goes, it's the opposite. I just watched a few 4.5s from the past that would be generous 3.75 to 4 today. Most 5s, not all from the 80s and 90s, would be 4.25 to 4.5 today. What the is Dave even talking about? So stupid, man. Doesn't even make sense. His stars don't mean anything. That's why there's no basis. So you could go back in time and it'll mean it's so, and I get it. Things change and evolve, right? Like the best mixed martial artists of all time exist now, even though the bigger names existed then when people weren't as well-rounded as they all are today. Excuse me, but so I get that, but still it's just ludicrous. It just shows. And then he's basically saying all the in the past isn't as good as any of this today. And I just don't agree with that. And he's like, the opposite would happen if I re-rated them. It's like, well, how do you know, Dave? You're just talking. And he's going the opposite. I just watched a few 4.5s from the past. When do you have time to do that, Dave? When did you do that? You're making it up. And yeah, I don't know, man. He just makes it up as he goes. We've called it out. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer addressed the rumors regarding AEW and Fox. He confirmed that no deal exists between the two companies and no talks are currently underway. So Dave could be lying, but it's so funny how everyone's just got conflicting information about all of this wrestling. It's so funny, man. And yeah, I don't know. I think I've said it a million times. Dynamite stays on TBS. We see some of that go to Max. We see some of that go on Tubi or something. Like, who knows? It's just it's gonna be not good for them. And then they'll take like double their TV deal. I could see people shilling out $100 million. I know that's stupid. Like, how? They're in the red, I know, but these companies do it all the time. They figure out ways. They're still making movies and they're in the red, you know. So I don't know. Hopefully it works out for AEW, man. Their TV's got to get better though. That's the key thing. And then here's our last one for the evening here. Pro Wrestle Counselor says, why is it so hard for him to tell the truth? And this guy says, is it though? Why is AEW's attendance and TV viewership down this year? Possibly due to poor booking and driving off viewers with incoherent storylines might also cause the decline. And Dave goes, I've written more on those subjects than probably any person alive. And no, I've studied them more deeply and given historical perspectives as well. Why are you commenting without even knowing this basic info? Dave, we know the basic info, but it's just that you're a dumb. Like, why don't you know the basic info that people think you're dumb and they think you're lying and they think you're foolish? And people, here's the thing, Dave, right? You just need to, I say it all the time, be Batman. You say, I'm Batman. Be Batman for a second, dude. Take yourself out of it. Be objective. Go, okay. The viewership's down. The attendance is down. Everyone's criticizing it and going, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, blah, 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 blah. It hasn't turned around. It's been 5 years. It's done the opposite of what it did in the beginning, right? So it's just going backwards. Now, I'm not saying there's no ebbs and flows. However, we need to get real. Like, we need to admit that it's likely all of these factors, poor merch sales, empty buildings, all of these money wasting, all of these expenditures, clearly, just everything, man. 1 + 1 = 2, Dave. So it's likely that you're just making up reasons to try and explain why this is good and why their business is booming when it's not. Because it's like, that's what they're trying to convince us of. Oh, well, it's not dying. It's not dead. Well, yeah, many of us don't think it's dying. We don't think it'll ever die, but we're just saying it's not. Like, it's whack, and this is why, dude. You got to understand why, right? Bad creative, bad storylines, bad TV. And then when you have the media gaslighting you, it's like that, dude. Like these gatekeepers, too, trying to tell me, like, I don't know what wrestling is because Dave has never left his messy office and writes about it all day, every day. And fast forwards through Raw, I don't know what wrestling is compared to you or whatever. You're an idiot, dude. You know? And people don't need to know. People don't care, Dave, that you wrote all that down. Because now what it is, like, now we know what you were doing. You were just fantasy mark booking before the internet could fact check what you were doing. And you were saying you were fact checking. You weren't fact checking. And then you want to report the news and then just say, no, it's my opinion, but I'm going to be friends with Tony Khan, but I'm going to not admit, like, just for once go, dude, the business is not in a good place, you know? But, like, it's not for that. It's not to make money. It's not to be a real business. But you guys keep wanting to say it's to make money and WBD's happy and this big TV rights deal. And it's like, bro, there's about to be Ring of Honor next year. Like, what TV rights deal? Well, this deal, you guys don't know. You guys said it'd be off air. It's just cope and seethe constantly, never stop. And Dave Meltzer, we coming for you, sucker. That was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week.